Hey folks, it's been a weird couple of days. Yesterday, we had torrential rains here in Omaha and our school flooded. And so school was canceled, and I still had a lot of meetings and professional stuff that I had to do. But then, as a result of all this cleanup, school got canceled again today. And I do have to report, but I don't have to report until later in the day. Yay. And so that gives me a little bit of time to do a video review of a mechanical pencil. And this is a pencil that I've been thinking about for a long time, but I've had real difficulty obtaining here in the US because for whatever reason, when Office Max and Office Depot merged, they discontinued all of their Parker mechanical pencils. And so I'm going to be reviewing today a classic Parker mechanical pencil, the Parker Jotter. And I was able to obtain it on eBay, and I got mine in stainless steel. And so I'll be reviewing the Parker Jotter today. Let's go ahead and do a rundown of the pencil. And so the Parker Jotter is kind of a classic pen and pencil in that for, over 50 years, people have been using this as sort of a go-to light, everyday small writing utensil that's easy to carry around with you. And it also has a reputation for being reliable. Now, what I can tell you about the modern Parker Jotters is that when Sanford, who owns Parker, took over the Jotter in modern times, they have made some changes to the Jotter so that it, like for example, the metal in this stainless steel pencil, I've been told, is thinner than the metal casing that was used in older Parker Jotters. And so I'm still very much interested in getting vintage Jotters for comparison. I also want to get Jotters with the classic plastic bottom. This one has a stainless steel bottom so that I can do some comparisons, but you got to start somewhere, right? And so I thought I'd start with a really high quality one to start out. And so the Parker Jotter is, pretty basic as mechanical pencils go. It has a quasi pocket safe tip. You can see that it is about a half-size drafting sleeve, essentially. And this is not a drafting pencil, it's a writing pencil, but with a half-size drafting sleeve, depending upon the quality of your shirt, I could see you placing this in your shirt, and so long as you didn't jam it down in there, I don't know that it would necessarily damage it. And so there are a lot of pencil sleeves like this that I call quasi pocket safe, and I think that this is one of them. Depending upon, what your quality of your shirt is, you may be able to get away with putting this in your shirt pocket. It's got a very sleek design, and it tapers to a very thin body near the end. And since I am a low gripper and since I have small hands for a guy, I actually like the very thin tapering of the Parker Jotter. Some people like thicker mechanical pencils, and so an example of that I just reviewed is the Pentel Energize, which has a thicker bottom. And for me, a thicker barreled pencil, my hands are small, and I just don't like thicker grips as much as I like thinner ones. And so in that regard, the Parker Jotter fits my hand nicely. And the pocket clip of the Parker Jotter has this well-known and classic arrow point design. It's a very strong pocket clip, but also springy, and so you're going to be able to connect a Parker Jotter to practically anything, and it's not going to go anywhere. Before I get to the top, let me go ahead and unscrew it, and you can see how easily that came off. In modern Jotters, the threads on this part of the pencil that separates the bottom from the top has much thicker threads, and I don't have an old one for comparison, but there are very thin, finely machined threads in older Parker Jotters. I'm not really sure if this is a positive or a negative, but I just wanted to point that out. One of the ways that you can tell whether you have a more modern Jotter versus an older one. Now, this is the cap that protrudes out the top of the pencil. And when you lift this off after you unscrew it, that reveals the eraser. I'm not even sure if it's possible to remove. I think it's possible to remove this while this is screwed together. And so one of the benefits of modern Jotters is that you do not have to take it apart to expose the pencil, or the eraser, I should say, which in older Jotters, that was the case. You had to pretty much unscrew the pencil in order to get to the eraser. And so a big benefit of the modern Jotters is that you can access that eraser really easily. You can see that it's a classic pink eraser, not as good as a white plastic like Stettler Mars eraser, but it is what it is. And the eraser that you get, it's a pretty long, decent eraser. Does not come with a lead jam clear, but I'm not really sure that that's necessary on a pencil of this type. Writing experience. I've been writing with this for a couple days, and it's a little slippery for my taste. This is brushed stainless steel. It's not polished, it's brushed. I don't know that it being brushed has any influence whatsoever on its gripability, maybe on a microscopic scale, but I really can't feel it. It's not that different for me as if it were a polished aluminum or a polished stainless steel. And so for writing experience on the Parker Jotter, I'm going to give it a good. For quality, well, I kind of want to say it depends upon how old your Parker Jotter is. For modern Parker Jotters, I'm going to give it a good, and I'm a little reticent to rate older Jotters since I haven't had one in hand. I've only read things online, and the online reviews are pretty consistent. It's this whole they don't make them like they used to attitude, and a lot of people will rate older Parker Jotters as stronger, but I'm going to reserve my rating of the quality on the Parker Jotter until I can get some older versions in my hand, and then I'll update this video with if there's any sort of change. For the lead dispensing, let's do the 10-click test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's only about 5 millimeters, 5 to 6 millimeters on 10 clicks. And I don't know if you can see in the video, but the tip of the pencil does move. If you press down too hard when you are extending the lead on the Parker Jotter, the barrel mechanism will extend out and it does not extend as much lead. And I actually just think that this is a quality issue with the modern Jotter, and so that's part of the reason why I'm definitely sticking with the good. The mechanism feels a tad soft on the modern Parker Jotter. Features, I'm going to give it a good. Normally, I would give a pencil of this type a okay, and if this is the plastic version, maybe it would be an okay plus, but, it's a stainless steel pencil. It has an elegant design. I think the design gives it a bump here. This is an attractive pencil that if you are a professional, you could definitely feel confident carrying this in your pocket, and you would not be breaching any etiquette at all for it. It's quasi-pocket safe. It has easy access to the eraser, which is different from the old Jotter. And so I'm going to go ahead and go with good on the features. So it's a triple play for the good on the Parker Jotter. Is it going to make the top 10? No. But I really like the Jotter a lot, and there are a lot of pencils that I've been reviewing lately that I've really liked a lot and I want to recommend to people, and I feel that if I'm going to rate mechanical pencils, I need to be able to evolve my ratings, and so I think that it's not quite right for me to have just 5 pencils as honorable mentions, and so I'm going to open up my honorable mentions to 10 moving forward. That's going to allow me to refine my top 10 to really the best, most awesomest pencils that I've really enjoyed investigating over the last year or so. And it will also allow me, hopefully, to get some recommendations out there to people who are really looking for a wide array of price ranges of pencils and qualities of pencils. And so I'm going to balloon up my top 10 to 10 pencils, and the Parker Jotter is going to be in that top 10. I'll list them here in the video. I'm not going to name them. You can read, but definitely check out the Parker Jotter. It's a great pencil. It's a classic pencil. If you're looking for something elegant to carry around with you, if you're a professional or in a business setting, or you just want something small that's compact, this is pretty much the pencil for you. So thanks for watching. Parker Jotter, check it out.